Today we're going to discover the difference between a Martha and a Mary. And we all know the story where Jesus comes, in town, and he comes to visit Martha and Mary in that household. And we all know that Mary chooses to sit at Jesus's feet, and Martha chooses to work, get everything ready. And we know that what Martha is doing is not wrong, it's not bad, but it's the intention behind it. See, Martha's intention was to put the spotlight on her. And then also, when she comes over to Jesus and says, hey, can you tell Mary to, hey, what's this sitting down? We gotta go. We gotta, cook dinner. We gotta do this. We gotta do that. Part of it, you can kind of see or get a sense that Martha is somebody who just wants to make the people around her look bad, or, and so I wrote down some differences from Mary and Martha. In somebody that is a Martha, they don't know when to sit, like when to just sit, take it easy, or when it's time to work. And what I mean by that is Ecclesiastes. There's a time for everything. And so there's a time to sit and learn. There's a time to sit and just take it easy. There's a time to relax. But then there's a time to work and to work hard, right? And somebody that is a Martha, they don't know when the right time is to, just sit at Jesus's feet. They don't know the right time to just, take it easy. Somebody that is a Mary is the exact opposite. They know when to rest, but then they also know when it's time to work. And when it's time to work, it's time to work hard, put in that 110%. But when it's time to relax, they know the right times for that. Somebody that is a Martha, you see them working harder than everybody else to put the spotlight on themselves. See, it's not bad to work harder than everybody else, but the intention can be bad if you're doing it only to put the spotlight on you. So at work, if everybody is working 110% and you're working 120%, fine. But what is your intention? Is your intention to put your boss's eyes fixed on you, or is it to motivate the others around you? See, Mary, somebody that is a Mary, they work hard. They put in the 110%. Most of the time, yeah, they're going to be the ones that are, they know how to get things done. And so they work hard. And sometimes, yeah, a lot of times, actually, they're the ones that you can say they're working harder than the rest. Not always, you know. I wrote down, doesn't always the hardest working, but knows when the right time to work hard to motivate other people. Now, don't get confused, because they still know how to work hard. They still know how to put in that 110%, and most of the time they do. But, you know, I just put, because they're not always, you know, like a Martha. A Martha is always outworking everybody else. And a Mary isn't always outworking everybody else, but works very, very hard and puts in the 110%. A Martha often doesn't know when to stop. So a Martha just keeps on going. It would be late at night and they're still going. They're still finding things to do, right? They're always like finding something to do. Whether it was, and they're always first thing in the morning, before anything else. They're always like, oh, boom, this needs to get done, so that's what I'm gonna do. And they don't stop until late at night. That's a Martha. But see, here's a Mary. A Mary knows when to call it a day. She's working hard. A Mary works hard and then knows when to call it a day, knows when to stop. A Mary knows that when you wake up first thing in the morning, pray to the Lord. Spend time with the Lord. Read the scriptures in the morning and spend time with Him. Mary knows when to stop the work that they are doing to spend time with the Lord, because they know that that is, valuable. Valuable. Very, very valuable. But here's the thing. Both Mary and Martha, they know what needs to get done, and they get it done. The difference is that Mary hustles to try to get everything done on time, while a Mary Mary knows that things need to get done, but they pace themselves. They're still going at 110%, but they're pacing themselves so they don't get exhausted. A Martha will just go and exhaust themselves. A Mary knows how to pace themselves. Another thing that I was thinking about is a Martha just gets, somebody that is, saved and feels, gets that fire from the Holy Spirit. Boom, they just want to teach. They just want to teach and spread the gospel, and that's good. But see, they're not thinking about sitting and learning. And a Mary will sit many years at Jesus's feet and learn before she teaches.